Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a topic that might just blow your mind because we're going to talk about the end of smartphones. Yeah, you heard that right. The little device you probably have in your hand right now could be on its way out. But what's going to replace it? Let's get into it. You know, it's funny. About 15 years ago, if you'd told people that we'd be walking around with these powerful little computers in our pockets, they probably would have thought you were crazy. But here we are, in 2024, and we rely on these things for just about everything. Calls, messages, photos, video, directions, shopping, you name it. We do it all on our smartphones. They're a huge part of our lives. But could that be changing? Let's think about it. The way technology evolves is pretty wild, right? And the smartphone, despite all its advancements, is still a rectangle with a screen in your hand. So, what comes next? What's the next leap forward? Well, there are a few possibilities, and today I'm going to walk you through some of the most exciting ones. First up, we've got augmented reality and virtual reality, AR and VR for short. These two have been on the tech radar for a while, and we're already seeing some real-world applications. You've probably heard of VR headsets like the Oculus Rift or Meta Quest. And now, companies like Apple are jumping into the AR game with the Apple Vision Pro. Imagine this. Instead of pulling out your phone to check your messages or look at your GPS, you're wearing lightweight AR glasses that project everything you need right into your field of vision. You look at the street, and directions just pop up. You look at a restaurant, and reviews are floating next to the door. It's like bringing the internet directly into the real world without a screen in your hand. It's pretty cool, right? And that's just scratching the surface. The potential for AR is huge. It could mean not only the end of smartphones, but also screens as we know them. Your entire experience with tech could be embedded into your surroundings. Another thing to keep an eye on: wearables. You know, stuff like smartwatches or fitness trackers. Right now, these are mainly extensions of our phones. But what happens when they get good enough to actually replace the phone? Take the Apple Watch, for example. The newer models can already make calls, send texts, track your health, and even stream music. So what if in the near future, all the essential functions of your smartphone are just in a little device on your wrist? You wouldn't even need a bulky phone in your pocket anymore. Everything would be right there, quick and easy, on your wrist. Now that's just one possibility, but wearables are getting more advanced every year. And the more powerful they get, the more likely they'll start taking over some of the things we rely on our phones for today. But hey, we're just warming up. Let's get a little more futuristic here. Have you heard of brain-computer interfaces? Okay, I know it sounds like sci-fi, but stick with me. Companies like Neuralink, which is backed by Elon Musk, are already working on this. The idea is pretty wild. You'd have a tiny chip in your brain that lets you interact with technology just by thinking. Sounds crazy, right? But the research is legit. With a brain-computer interface, there wouldn't be any need for a phone. Imagine wanting to check your email or send a text, and you just think about it. Boom, done. No device needed. It's a pretty long way off, but this kind of technology could fundamentally change how we interact with the digital world. Of course, there are a lot of ethical and technical hurdles to overcome before we all have chips in our brains. But it's definitely something to think about when we talk about the future of smartphones. Now, speaking of futuristic ideas, let's talk about holograms for a second. If you've ever seen a sci-fi movie, you've probably seen characters interacting with holographic screens. It looks super cool, right? But guess what? This tech is already being developed. Companies are experimenting with ways to project holographic images into the air, meaning that instead of pulling out a phone, you could summon a holographic screen to interact with. Just imagine, you're walking down the street, and instead of checking your messages on a physical phone, you just wave your hand and a hologram appears in front of you. You reply to your messages, close the hologram, and keep walking. No physical device needed. Sounds futuristic, but it's something that could very well happen in the next decade or two. So, what does all this mean? Well, the way I see it, the smartphone isn't going to disappear overnight. It's too integrated into our daily lives. But as we move forward, these emerging technologies could slowly take over different aspects of what the smartphone does today. Whether it's AR glasses projecting information directly into our view, wearables becoming more advanced, or even brain interfaces or holograms, there are a lot of exciting possibilities on the horizon. The smartphone as we know it might not last forever, but the future looks pretty wild, don't you think? So, what do you think? Could you see yourself ditching your phone for some of these futuristic ideas? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos about the future of tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Subscribe, click like and comment video for YouTube.